Hi, welcome back to the PhotoshopTrainingChannel.com. I'm Mr. Ramirez. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create golden metal objects from your photos in Photoshop. This technique will utilize the Apply Image command, and it will help you create that metallic chrome look on your photos. This technique could be used to create metallic statues like trophies. You could also create jewelry, all sorts of fun things. This is going to be a very easy to follow tutorial. I'm going to go very slow, so no worries if you're not familiar with Photoshop. Why don't we jump right into the tutorial? This is the image that I'm going to work with. You can follow along with any image, or you can download this file from Adobe Stock. I'll place a link to it down below in the description. The first step is to duplicate the layer, because this will be a destructive effect, which means that we won't be able to come back to the original. So I'm going to duplicate it by pressing Ctrl J on Windows, Command J on the Mac. Then I'll rename this duplicate copy. I'll call it Chrome because it will have a chrome effect. The next step is to extract the foreground from the background. So we want to hide the background. I'm going to disable the background layer so that we're just working with this chrome layer. And you can go into Window, Properties to make sure that you have the Properties panel enabled. Then under Quick Actions, you can click on Remove Background. This action uses Adobe Sensei, which is Adobe's artificial intelligence, to find the main subject of the image, select it, and then apply a layer mask. And it does a really good job in this case, as you can see. The mask is not perfect. For example, if I select the zoom tool, I can zoom into his fingers here, and it missed a couple areas, but we can easily remove those areas by selecting the brush tool and making sure that black is our foreground color. With the layer mask selected, I can paint with black and I can hide those pixels. So I recommend that you spend time on your image fixing these imperfections. I'm not going to spend the time on this tutorial just to save a little bit of time, but the technique will still work and it will look very good. So I'm going to double click on the hand tool to fit the image to screen. And now it's time to create that metal effect. And all you need to do is click on the layer thumbnail so that you have that selected. The focus, the white outline is on the layer, not the layer mask. Then go into Image, Adjustments, Desaturate. And this is going to take all the color away from the image. The next step is to remove the detail from the photo. If I select the zoom tool and you zoom in, you're going to see a lot of the hair on his body, a lot of the detail on the shirt. So we don't really want that. That's not necessarily how a chrome statue would look. He also has facial hair, so we really need to smooth that out. And we're going to use a camera raw filter for that. If you go into Filter, Camera Raw Filter, you can zoom into the image just so that you can see what you're doing, and I'll zoom in into this area here. And you can start by going down in the basic adjustments and reducing the texture all the way down. If you click on this icon, you can see the original settings and what the image looks like after we adjusted it. So it smooths it out a little bit. You can also go into the detail panel, and from here you can just increase the luminance all the way. And notice how it smooths out the image. You can also adjust the luminance detail to smooth it more. Choice is up to you. Maybe something like this in this case. And you can increase the luminance contrast. Again, I'll click on this icon so you can see the before and the after. So it's much, much smoother. And this is going to work much better for that chrome effect that we're going for. I'll double click on the hand tool to fit the image to screen. Now we'll apply the chrome effect by applying this image onto itself using the difference mode. Let me show you how to do that. If you go into Image, Apply Image, in the Apply Image window, make sure that you select Merge for Layer, Channel RGB, Blending Mode, change that over into Difference. This is going to make a silhouette, and that's okay. All you need to do is check Invert, and you can see that Photoshop has now created this chrome looking effect, which looks fantastic. Press OK. And to further enhance the effect, I'm going to do it one more time. So Image, Apply Image, and Photoshop remembers the settings. All you need to do is press OK. If there's an area that you think needs more work, all you need to do is select the lasso tool. For example, if this arm needed more work, I could click and drag a selection around the arm, and I could do the same command, but just on the arm. So Image, Apply Image, and you can see the result there. you can click on the preview checkbox to see the before and the after, or you can press the P key on the keyboard. Any preview checkbox in Photoshop could be enabled or disabled by pressing the P key. When you're done, just press OK. So you can selectively target areas to apply this chrome effect. The image is looking very good now. If your image doesn't look quite like mine does, make sure that you run the filter maybe one more time or to specific areas to try to make it look more metal, to give it more of that chrome look. Also keep in mind that if your image is very flat, it probably won't be able to generate the same effect. So you do need images that have strong shadows and highlights so you can invert them to create that metal chrome look. But keep adjusting it and you should be able to get something that looks close to this. Just so that we can see the image better, I'm going to create a solid color adjustment layer, make it a dark gray, and I will place it below the chrome layer. That way we can better see it. Next, I'm going to click on the chrome layer and then select the hue and saturation adjustment layer. I'm going to click on this icon to clip the hue and saturation adjustment layer to the layer below so that the adjustments that I make only affect the chrome layer and nothing else. Then I'm going to click on Colorize to apply a color to this layer. And with the hue, I can select what color to apply. So I'm just going to drag the slider over into the golds here and increase the saturation so we can get this gold effect. And you can always adjust it so that you can get the result that you want. This is before and after. The image is looking much, much better. Also, I'm going to zoom in so that you can see that not all the detail is gone from the photo. If you want to further smooth the image, you can do so by once again selecting the chrome layer. Make sure that the layer thumbnail is selected and go into Filter, Camera Raw Filter. From here, you can once again zoom in so that you can see what you're doing. And you can bring down the texture once again and go into the detail panel and increase the noise reduction luminance to smooth out the image even further. So before and after. It's totally up to you how far you want to smooth this image. I'll double click on the hand tool to fit the image to screen. And I'm going to add one more adjustment to this layer to further enhance it. I'll double click to the side of the chrome layer to bring out the layer style window. And from here, I can add an inner shadow. Then I'm going to click on the color picker and I'll select one of the shadows that's already in the design. So maybe like one of these dark golden colors. I'll press OK and I can increase the size of my shadow and the opacity like so. In this case, I'll just increase it to 100% and maybe bring down the opacity. So that's before and after. I'll press OK. And obviously you can keep adding any type of layer style that you like to further enhance your image. And this is my final result. I recommend that you try this technique out with different objects. Man-made objects will probably work best. Things like headphones, shoes, glasses, and things like that. So try them out. And if you create something using this technique, make sure that you post it onto Instagram with the hashtag PTCVids. I would love to see what you come up with. Also, the Photoshop Training Channel has a brand new Instagram account at Photoshop Training Channel. If you want to follow me, I'm at JR from PTC. And of course, if this is your first time at the Photoshop Training Channel, don't forget to click on that subscribe and notification buttons. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you again in the next Photoshop tutorial.